Golden Hour Glam Peachy Blush, Gold Lids, Pinks. Let's do it. Hi, I'm Ariana. If you're new to this channel, we deconstruct makeup looks so you can upgrade your makeup skills bag. Today we're getting into this golden hour look. It's so cute. This is from Pinterest. Every week we recreate Pinterest looks and break down different eyeshadow techniques. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I highly recommend subscribing. Also, so sorry about the audio today. I am trying a new setup and we will get there soon. So I already did my base. If you want a full tutorial on that, you can go check out my TikTok, or it would be on shorts on this channel. So we're gonna go ahead and move right into eyes, and we're using the Too Faced Italian Spritz palette. I feel like this palette is perfect for this look because it has the golds, it has the pinks. It's very summery, and I think it's great. Also, all of the products will be linked in the video, and for brushes, I'm using the ColourPop brush set. So this is literally all the brushes that you need to do like a good eyeshadow look. So I have like reference pictures, but I am going to be kind of going off of this one because this is kind of what caught my eye when I was looking for something on Pinterest. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes with some concealer. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in the shade Natural. Also, if I keep looking over here, it's because I have a brand new monitor and I am seeing what you're seeing, and I need to make sure that it's gonna do something for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep the eyes with my concealer. If you want to use eyeshadow primer, do your thing. I do not have any, and I usually just use concealer, which has been working for me. I have like surplus amount of concealer, which is why I never bought eyeshadow primer, but I feel like they do the same thing. Also, we are going to be working with shimmers and lighter colors, so I do want them to show out more, which is why I am going in with a shade that's a little bit lighter than my natural skin tone. So we want to make sure that the eyeshadow lasts, the fallout is very minimal, and then also that the eyeshadow actually shows up on my skin. I also never mentioned this, but I have a new backdrop going on. We are still in the process of kind of cleaning this thing. This is like a beauty room, closet, and an office. So this is my cloffice. I recently got married and here I am now. So let me know what you think of the new background if you have seen my older videos. I do dearly miss my flower wall, but this is cute. I'm here for this. Okay, the first shade that we're gonna go in with is gonna be kind of a burnt orange shade, and I'm gonna go in with mattes before we go in with shimmers. It does look like the entire lid is basically shimmers, but we're gonna layer so we get a lot of pigment and color going on. So the first shade I'm going in with is Feeling Spicy, which is this one right here. And I'm picking it up on a packer brush, which is basically like a dome-shaped brush, and it's also like shorter than a normal blending brush. This is going to allow us to keep the pigment in one place and really control where we're placing this eyeshadow. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right in the crease area and kind of keep it more toward the outer corner. This is going to give us a nice kind of like defined crease and add some more depth and definition, which are words that makeup artists love to use. So I'm literally just going to pack it in the crease, and I'm not going to blend it out yet because I want to make it nice and concentrated in this like area. So I'm going to go in with a second layer just to kind of reinforce that color and that shape, and then we are going to go in and blend it, dabbing it on so that the consistency of this shade is like same in this whole area instead of kind of wiping it on. So moving on to blending, I'm going to take my same brush and I'm using this color switch. It's basically just like a sponge that you wipe your brush on and it gets rid of all of the pigment. I absolutely love this. I have like 2 of them. This allows you to use the same brush without creating a muddy mess on your eyes. I highly recommend. So now that the brush is all clean, I kind of flip it to the side and lightly just go over the edges of this orange dark red, and this is going to diffuse the edges so that there are no harsh lines, and it's going to make it easier for us to blend in the next shade. So literally just lightly swiping only on the outer edges because we don't want to make that whole shape that we just created and all of the pigment that we put just completely disappear. So I'm literally just working on the edges and mainly staying on the top of the crease so we can blend in a transition shade. So I'm going to go in with this blending brush. This is a shorter blending brush and this is like normal blending brush. So this one is much shorter, which is going to allow us to have more control over where we're putting the eyeshadow. but it's also going to help us blend it in. So the shade that I'm going in with is called When in Rome. So this is kind of a pinky shade. We're going to stick to like oranges and pink rather than like browns. So I'm just going to pick up some of that on the tip, and then we are going to work it in right on top of that burnt orange. And then I'm also going to bring it into the inner corner of the crease area as well. This is such a pretty shade, but I feel like we're losing that orange, so I am going to go back in with the dark brown, dark orange, bring that color back to life. But I'm going to take this a little bit higher because this is going to be the transition shade. I'm not going to put anything else up here except for the shimmer that we're going to top it off with. And I'm just going to lightly take the excess pigment that's on the brush and just bring it upwards, kind of blow out the eyeshadow to create a beautiful kind of like lifted cat eye shape. I'm happy with what's going on right now. I'm going to go ahead and darken up that orange. So I'm going to take the same brush and I'm just going to kind of pack on that dark orange on the outer corner and then literally just put it back where we had it. So I'm going to wipe off the brush again, and then we're just going to buff out the edges so there's no harsh lines. And then I'm also going to bring it into the inner corner as well, keeping it mainly on the crease. Cute. So I do feel like this needs to be a little bit darker, so we're going to go back in with that shader brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Gelato, which is, hello, here. She's okay. It's kind of like a dark brown. Darken up the crease just to give us a little bit of contrast, because we are going to put like a really light gold yellow shade on the lid, and I want the crease to be pretty defined. Actually like mixing really well with the pink and the orange without kind of like making the color disappear. It's just exactly what we want. So again, I'm just going to lightly take my brush and just buff out the edges so that there are no harsh lines. Okay, I think this is a really good base for the shimmer. Impostable, hello, Impostable, here we go. This is like a yellowish gold, and I'm going to pick it up on the packer brush again because I do want to control where it's going, because I don't want this to be all over the lid. So I'm literally just going to go ahead and swipe it on. This is going to be like the first layer. This is so pretty. She's so pretty. And I'm going to kind of go with the shape of my lid, and we're just going to diffuse it into that outer corner and then just soften up the edges. This is looking so good. I'm going to go in with one more layer, and this time I'm just going to kind of like press it into the lid instead of swiping it on, since we do have that like base and foundation there. So this time we're basically just making the color a little bit brighter, and I'm sticking exactly where I put this shimmer already and just kind of pressing it into the skin. Ooh. Okay, and the last thing that we're gonna do is do that beautiful pink highlight on the brow bone. I think the closest one that I have in this palette is gonna be Ciao Bellini, which is this one. It's kind of a corally shade. So I'm gonna pick it up on my short blending brush, and we are just gonna place that right on the brow bone, and we're gonna swipe it in. Bring it down a little bit so that it's taking up a lot of space. What a look. I hope you can see this. Inspiration has inspired. That's literally it. This was so easy and it looks so good. So the only thing that I would say, if you do want a little bit more drama, I would make like the outer corner a little bit darker, but I think I'm gonna keep it like this because it looks, I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye, and then we'll move on to mascara, lashes, and all of the things. Okay, we're back. I did the other eye, and we're going to continue. So the next step is to clean up the outer edge. So this is my favorite part of doing eyeshadow. This is going to make sure that both eyes are symmetrical. See, this eye is like a little blurry, looks a little messy, and then this eye is like, oh my god, facelift. So you're going to take some concealer that is the same shade as whatever's going on underneath your eye, and then follow the lower lash line. So we're just going to swipe and take it all the way up to the temple, and then I like to kind of dab the excess concealer down here, because sometimes when you do swipe you need to add a little bit of pressure. Sometimes it does like take the makeup off, so I'm gonna just put some more concealer down here, and then I'm going to blend it out with my concealer brush. So now we have equal lifting going on both sides, and it does like reinforce that beautiful eyeshadow shape that like snatches your eyes. So the last thing that I'm gonna do before we do go on to mascara and lashes is I'm gonna take some more of that yellow gold and I'm just gonna put it on the inner corner of my eye because that is what the inspiration picture has, and I feel like it really just takes the eyeshadow to another level. Pop that in. This is the smallest blending brush that came in the pack, so this is like great for details, and we're gonna kind of just want to keep it right there. So I'm not gonna kind of take it too far into the lower lash line. We're just gonna keep it in the inner corner and make sure that it doesn't kind of create like a mess and blow it out in the inner corner. So I am super happy with this. It looks so cute, and the shades together, very nice. So for mascara, we're gonna be going in with the L'Oreal Panorama mascara. This one is really great for getting in between your lashes and also creating a lot of length. So I'm gonna go in and push it into the roots and then lift it up and comb it through the entire lash. So this is with one coat on. What a difference. Let me do the second coat and then you'll see like what this mascara can do. So this is with the second coat. She's cute. She's very long. She's not thick. The volume isn't really, it's not a lot of volume, but the length goes hard. So I did end up getting some mascara under my eye. We're gonna let that dry and I'll scrape it off later, but this is the look with just mascara on. There are falsies detected in the Pinterest inspiration, so we'll be going in with that, but this is what it looks like just with mascara. I think it looks super cute, and this is such a beautiful, like, it's not too heavy. It's a really like light look that doesn't have a lot of like darkness to it and a lot of like drama, but so cute. I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some lashes, but we're gonna do the lower lash line first. So this is phase 1, level 1 of this look. If you want to stop here, you definitely can. It's so cute, but I'm gonna do something with the lower lash line. I can't really tell if there's anything going on in the Pinterest inspiration look, the lower lash line, so I'm gonna come up with something here. Was debating whether or not to do like a dark brown underneath. I feel like that would look really good, but I think I want to stick with the open airiness of this, and we're gonna do a light under eye lower lash line. So I'm taking this is the Fake Awake eyeliner from Tarte. This is a nude liner, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on the lower lash line. This is like something that wakes up your eyes and opens them up. I feel like this would go with this look really well. You see the difference? Okay, I'm gonna take a dark orange shimmer. We're gonna go in with the other option that we were supposed to use for up here, which is called Take Me to Church. It's basically kind of rose gold, and I'm gonna take that on a pencil liner brush and literally just line the lower lash line with this. So we're keeping everything really nice and light and staying away from dark colors. So if you want to just kind of line your lower lash line with like one shade with a shimmer or just like line of color, I would recommend using an angled brush, because the shorter the brush, the easier it is to control, and then the angle just makes it really easy to create like straight line. So I'm literally just gonna put that right there, not gonna blend it out. It's just gonna create like interesting reflective moment, and it also kind of matches the brow highlight, so cohesiveness. So that is literally it, and then we're just gonna go ahead and hit it with some mascara, and this is phase 2. So this is with the lower lash line mascara, and literally this is so cute. I'm obsessed. So we're gonna move on and add some lash clusters, because when there is a lighter eye going on, that the lashes really shine through and it's not covered with eyeliner, or even like the lashes go with the look. It's like a flared out cat eye with a like smoky eyeliner, and it's just the lashes just really uplift this kind of a look. I like to do lash clusters. So the clusters of choice today are the Ardell Naked clusters. I got these from Ulta. They're really natural looking. So I'm actually just gonna put these towards the end just to give us a little bit of a flare up here, out here, and just add a little bit of volume since the length is really not the problem. I think I'm only gonna do 2 just on the outer corner. So it like ever so slightly made a difference. There's literally just a little bit more volume on this side than there is over here. So I feel like it does layer out the look a little bit more, the shape. So again, totally optional, or if you want to do a strip lash, do your thing. I just finished the other eye. These are so natural, and the lash band is like invisible, so it just is such a win. I love these. So this is the final look. I forgot to do my lips. Okay, so I did the other eye, I did the lashes, and I also did a cute little lip combo, and here we are. I'm obsessed with this. This is so cute. It's such a like a beautiful like light makeup look. I feel like all that I do is like heavy and dramatic, and this just came out so pretty, and the shades look so good. If your skin tone is similar to mine, yellow gold on your lids. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any other suggestions for inspiration that you'd like me to recreate or deconstruct, send them over to my DMs on Instagram. Again, if you want the base routine, it will be on TikTok, or you can check out my shorts tab on YouTube. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave and like this video as well. It really does help me out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! I wish I had somewhere to go today.